Hey guys, so we are again just wrapping up stuff and at the end of the finish line, huh? You think?
Yeah, movers will be here in about 20 minutes, and it's been a little stressful, more tiring last few days to get this stuff organized and wrapped up. So the main point is, the movers are going to come and they're going to get everything, but it's just how you want to receive it at the other end, how you want to organize it is up to what you do before. So one thing we did, there's a lot of stress involved. It can be very stressful going through all your stuff. There's some good and bad. Some good things, we went through some things and found stuff that we didn't need anymore, so we're either donating it or tossing it out in the trash. It's kind of like a big, huge spring cleaning, but it's very stressful. You get tiring. So we're getting older now. It's not getting easier as we get older, in our mid 40s. So I have energy for like an hour and that's it. So I can knock out. But we did wrap up a lot of things. That's just to help keep things clean. So when we get over there, I said movers aren't going to clean anything. They're just going to take it as is and move it. Might be some. There's a checklist saying some stuff that they won't take. So you just kind of take your own precautions.
Yeah. So if you're sitting on things that you're going to be like, oh, we might be able to use it, just get rid of it. Or having things all like, well, we can probably use it for our next PCS, get rid of it. You don't want to be starting to hoarder stuff because that's the part that can become very stressful.
Yeah. So cool thing is when we wrap some things, like we wrap some of the plasticware, silverware, and then when we get to Germany, if we notice after 6 months it's still wrapped up in plastic, that means we're probably not going to need that item anymore, and we probably sell it at the thrift store on post.
Yeah. So what we ended up doing too was we're just going to talk a little bit about a budget thing. So you guys know that when you're in the military, you're going to be moving every 3 years. Okay. So we knew we weren't going to be here any longer. We weren't going to retire here. So at the initial of our arrival here, we automatically started a PCS fund. Okay. With that fund, allowed us to save money to be prepared for this move. And this move allowed us to have an allowance for a Airbnb stay instead of a hotel stay, which we're not going to get reimbursed for. We may not be able to. We're going to try to, but we may not be able to. But we budgeted for that. Then we're also, having the garage sales through the years of being here when we could before COVID and after COVID helped us save money to know that we're going to be PCSing to somewhere else and that they have garage sales, they have estate sales there. So we were able to have a fund for repurchasing stuff that is used that we know we're not going to probably keep. So we'll resell it, and whatnot. So that helped out a lot of keeping in mind, oh, when we get to Germany, we can buy that. Or especially like with fans and stuff, getting fans from the thrift store, yard sales, and whatnot. So just keep in mind, start your budget right when you arrive at your new duty station for 3 years, and you'll be amazed on how stress-free that could be in the allowance you give yourself to be able to make decisions financially.
Yeah, that's a good point. The budget, I said Army's going to give you some money to move, but you don't get your money until you get to the other end. You get in advance if you want and stuff like that, but we do have a good fund just for that, and we know it'll get replenished when we get on the other side. Garage sales help. We got rid of a lot of furniture, so we're not worried about going over our weight limit because a lot of our furniture, we sold some of the big stuff, so we're not concerned about the weight limit issues. One thing that helped us is DTV's checklist. He gives you planning between 3 to 6 months, even further out, so you have an idea of what to do, because you need to get somewhat organized and have, there's tons of people who've done this a lot. We just had our 2-star CG. he's going to be moving on, but he says PCS 18 times so far in his career. So they moved. That's a lot of moves. So they're probably pros, and they probably have stuff still packed in a box, not even open. But anyways.
Yeah, that's a lot of wisdom right there. So you might want to reach out.
I'm on my 6th PCS move, so I've learned in the last few how this goes. If I had a choice, I pack it myself, but I don't going overseas. But being organized, let's say DTV helps you be organized. Let's say the wrapping, there's some extra stuff that we just did additionally, but we also have, I busted out, some people mark stuff. I got a big marker, so when they have the boxes come, we're just gonna mark the boxes on, so when they deliver it, you know which room they want to kind of go to. So we're ready for that.
Be intentional about just getting organized at the beginning of this whole process. Because if we wait till the last minute, man, that could be a disaster right there. I mean, some people can function that way, but if we can avoid that as much as possible, I highly recommend just being intentional about getting organized. And what I mean about that is, once you receive your orders, start right there. Start putting stuff, packing stuff away, not necessarily in boxes, but in like tubs, so that way, or totes, so that way you can start pushing stuff aside and putting stuff aside, and to get like a foundation of getting organized. You can start doing that right when the orders come. I know us spouses, especially me, my husband can tell me, oh, we're going to Germany, but I'm like, I'm not trying to hear any of that until you get official orders, because that can always change, and that will determine where you're going to start with your PCS move. Because when you have overseas orders, that means you have to get ready for 3 different pickups. Okay, again, what our video showed before, the the unaccompanied, the storage, and now the household goods. But if you're moving state to state, then you don't have to worry about, and then you can decide whether you want to do what is it called, Diddy move?
Yeah, it used to be called Diddy move. It's called something now else. I think it's personal PPM now.
Yeah.
Just haven't done it in a while.
So just start being intentional about getting organized. I've shared on my video before about designating a wall to put your list of things of tasks that need to be done, and just start checking things off as you go, because you don't want to. As far as having your children get involved, do it as a family. Sometimes we just want to shoo the kids away so we can do it all together, but that doesn't really help out anybody or the child, preparing them for a move like this. I thought it was so cool because it's evident that our 5-year-old was picking up on what we were doing, because you found that fork that was wrapped in saran wrap that he packed on his own, and he thought it was important to saran wrap. So it's just little things like that you can get your the kiddos involved, age appropriate, of course, or just again, praying for creativity to keep them busy when there are things that they should not be doing, or there's a little bit of limitation there with that of getting things organized.
And then there's communication. We also, we start making a little list the last few days, so it's important to write things down so it's all stuck in your head. So I have a habit of writing things down, and we just kind of cross things off as we go down, not in any particular order we have to do it in. We gotta do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do this, and then as soon as we get it done, we scratch it off, so we know what's still some stuff that we still gotta do.
Yeah, and speaking on that communication between your spouse and yourself, is just know that if there's a list out there, like he said, it doesn't have to be in that specific order. Just look at it and be like, okay, I'm going to take care of that, and go and take care of it. He's not going to do it the way I like to do things, and I'm not going to do things the way he likes to be done. But the main thing is communicate and get it done. That's it. We function differently, okay? And I've learned, that is my thing that's my takeaway from this whole time of PCSing with my husband, is he does things his way and I do my things my way. And for me to just, this time I've learned just to, it doesn't matter how it gets done as long as it gets done. So just communicate with each other. It doesn't have to be a battle, doesn't have to be a tug of war, doesn't have to be a competitive thing. Just get it done.
All right. Well, that.
Yeah, and just be flexible too with planning, okay? In that sense, I want to just encourage that being flexible and giving each other allowance to make changes, at the drop of a dime, because it can happen and it will happen, and there's no fault in it. There's things that are out of your control. Just keep moving along. Approach it differently, plan it differently. Just be flexible, and again, give each other allowance to make those changes. So out of nowhere.
All right.
All
Like I
right,
said,
guys.
this is a good checklist. It helps you organize. Yeah, she brought some things I kind of forgot. Make sure you have your credit cards. Make sure you have your government travel card. If you haven't gone, you should. If you haven't gone already, or at least make sure you have it in your wallet so you don't forget it, because you're about to leave soon. So once they pack up everything, you can't get it back. So.
Yeah. And with the movers getting here, want to just show really quick. Designate areas where they're not supposed to get into. Like, this is the food that we're going to be taking to Airbnb stuff, and so just notate, put a little note on there, do not enter, because those are the things that you don't want them to take. Up here, some more supplies, do not open. This door right here, we designated our bedroom door, our bedroom closet, as a do not enter, because all of this stuff we're going to be taking to the Airbnb, our luggage and clothes that we're traveling with. Bathroom stuff right here too, do not open, so that way they know not to pack any of that, but everything is set up for them to be, that they can pack here. All right, guys, well, I hope this and help somebody getting ready to PCS, or if you have other suggestions, drop them in the comments. If not, then or let us know if it helped you out. All right, so this is it. This is our last day in our house that we've been for the past 3 years, so it's kind of a bittersweet.